Now, you can see I've gone ahead and folded this chair into the way it should be going together. And I've made a little piece to go in here in the bottom, but I think it's too small. Yeah, it's too small. I'm going to need to make another one. So that's ready to go. Well, with the exception of that, because we're going to change that around. But I wanted to show you how to fold this because, again, it's a little different. And part of it is because these pieces are so thin. So one of the first things I do is I'll fold each of the legs in first. And it's more of a, you're kind of pinching, and then once I get it, the fold there, then I pinch, press, and release. And I've tried a couple of different ways. This one works the best for me personally. So if you have another way, and remember, the reason I'm not using the bone folder on this is because I don't want to scrape off any of these pieces. So because they're so thin, just go slowly. Okay, there's that little middle piece. Okay. Okay. Now, there's some other pieces within the furniture that I sent, the PDFs I sent out. There is a stool and a piano bench that are roughly the same. The only difference is they don't have this thing right here. So let's bend carefully. Okay. So here's where we are. And then going to bend down because this piece isn't going to go on the underside. It's going to go on the outside. Not that way. It's going to go that way. And I think in future versions of this, I may make this piece right here and this piece right here a little thicker because of the next step. And now that we've gotten to this, we can start actually gluing the chair together. So the glue is going to be added here, and you'll be gluing these two pieces to these two pieces together here. And don't worry about this because this will be covered up by the back of the chair. And then these two front pieces. Start with the back first. So it's going to stabilize the chair a little bit, because if you try to glue the two front ones first, these, if they aren't glued, are going to be kind of working to pull it apart. And when you look here, there's not a whole lot that holds them together. I think that this particular piece could also be much thinner and just give a little bit more to the surface for gluing. So on this one, let's go ahead, and I'm going to be adding glue from in this piece right here is where I'm going to put the glue. So I'm going to put a little glue here. And this is another one of those pieces. It's kind of like with the armchair number 2 that we just did. You kind of have to like glue something together and then turn around and walk away for a little bit, or find something else to work on, so that you can let something dry, because this is not hooked to anything back here, which this is my brain. I have come to the realization that I have parts of my brain that are very, and I'm not diagnosed or anything, hyperactive activity disorder. Like, I'm the person who's like, squirrel. That's me. And my brain will just go, oh, I could change this, 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 and this. And instead of talking about, well, I got to put this together this way, my brain is already like, well, I've already fixed that, so I'm going to go on to the next thing. I think it's also the part of my brain that, like, I feel like oh, I did that. No, I told my brain I needed to do that thing. I didn't do it. So I'm going to let this dry and set this over here. And then we're going to talk about the backs. So for the other ones, you can see I've glued another piece of cardboard, actually just paperboard, to the back of this one. And let's see, do I have enough? Yeah, okay. So I need to strengthen this up a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit to the back. And for those of you who actually do know me or have met me before, who are watching this video, and who have spent time with me, I don't really fit the clinical diagnosis for being hyperactive. There are some that I am like 100% on. And when the subject was brought up to me by my husband, oh wait, I think this will fit completely. Oh, hot dog. Boy, that just fit. That's even better. My husband just kind of looked at me, and he was like looking at me over his glasses when I was like, I'm not hyperactive, am I? I don't have that. I'm not ADHD. And he looked at me and he goes, oh, honey. So at some point, I think I'll probably have to look into that. So you can see I've glued this down, and then all I need to do is cut around it. And remember, use a sharp blade. It's interesting with this piece here, there's some really tiny little pieces on this end that need to come off as well. It's actually much easier to cut these little side pieces off first, instead of trying to cut that first and then here. Seriously, my brain is already like, okay, I need to change this, I need to change this, I need to change this. So this one right here, because it's so little, I can just cut it off. And then remember how we can kind of just nibble away at this, pressing hard and dragging this across. Okay. And don't worry if you can see anything. We'll cover that up. It'll all be covered up. So I can put these back under where they're supposed to go. And then let's glue this one too. So open this up. I'm going to, actually, let's glue this one this way so you don't see anything. Let's see, I'm going to put the glue here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and here. Okay, don't wipe your glue on yourself like I just did, because that's not a good idea. Okay, come here, you. And it's always like, if you glue these two together first. Wow, actually I think it goes together better the other way. Let's try this again. Because if you can get these legs back here to be pretty straight, then the legs in the front will follow suit. So I'm like, okay, let's see if there is because yeah, technically I could add another piece on there that's bigger. Yeah, that's kind of how my brain is, which I think would kind of make some sense. Like I said, I don't fit ADHD completely. Okay, so that one's in the corner. Yeah, I think it does go better this way. It holds nicer. It holds because I think this little piece here that is a straight line fits into that little place and stops, which is an interesting little discovery for me to do right here and right now. So, okay, That's going to hold, and I'm just going to set you aside. I'm going to bring you back over here. And now we're going to look at these little parts right here. Because this is going to get covered up, I'm going to put a little dab of glue and a little dab of glue. And make sure, it's actually just way easier to put the glue here than it is on the little piece of wood paper. Okay. And now what we're going to do, oh gosh, fold down, and we want to keep these as straight as possible. So I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to move these each in and then see if I can just press down from the inside. Because like I said, it needs to have like, this is an old design. This is one of those that I think is by an illustrator who worked for some French children's magazines in the mid-40s. He is the P.O., he or she, P.O.U. Let me see if I can write that down. Here, let me see if I can write that down. Do I have a pen? Yes, I have a pen. P.O.U.L. Or P.O.U.F. Okay. And that's who made the design. These chairs were much bigger. There we go. Okay. Okay, pretty good. Okay, and then I just set it aside. So let's try this again. So, because they sign their name, and again, here's as proof I'm ADHD. You. So is that a J? Is it an F? Is it an L? I've not been able to find out. And part of the reason given for, not being able to find that there is a significant amount of media, newspapers and magazines, etc., that just kind of vanished during the late 30s and up to the middle 40s was, World War II. So I think they had much more important things to take care of. So, okay. See how they'll just go wonk? Okay, so I'm going to move that back in. Maybe if I had something for it to sit next to. Maybe that's the secret. Let's see. Well, at least one side of it. And now I'm going to grab one of these. I suppose if you had tape, you could tape it in. I think this is kind of an ingenious little design for a chair. And that's one of the reasons I like using it. It's just sometimes it's one of those where you gotta hold your mouth just right to like get things to go where you need them to go. And you can see here I'm using just about everything, at my disposal to try to press this into the spot I need it to go into. There. The other one's holding. Sometimes there are times where you just kind of have to stop and stick your finger on something and say, yeah, this is my life right now. It'll be my life for the next 45 seconds. Or less. And then once it's pressed in and dry, you have a chair. I always kind of give it a little set down. Let's see. Let's move this. Let's see so you guys can see this. Yeah, the lighting, it's winter time. So this is what they are like without this is just paper. But then when you add in some of these supports and these structures, it's a lot better. So I'm going to let these two dry. And then I think I'm going to have to remake. Maybe not. Now that I've got this put together. Nope, I'm going to need to remake that one. See, it's just too big. Or too small. This one, on the other hand, I think should fit pretty well. I think. Maybe not. Dangerous. Oh, that one fits very well. There. That one fits tight enough that... Yeah, I think I do need to design something off this one side, this wing, and put something else there. I don't know. I'll have to see about it. Even that makes the chair just a little bit more stable. So in the next part of the video, I'm going to show you how we'll glue these in and do the legs, and then that'll be it. So like I said, this one isn't very difficult. It's just you kind of need to be, for armchair too and for side chair, a little calmer. And then hopefully waiting for me to get some better designs, or change the designs a little bit. So I'll see you in the next video.